Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be answering the question, Salt Lake City is a great winter sports city, but would it welcome an NHL franchise? And if you guys want the short answer, probably not, but I'm going to go probably a lot in depth in this, at least hopefully. And I'm going to give my thoughts on if it's a suitable city for it, if it's what will they do for like a stadium, stuff like that. But straight off the bat, I'm just gonna say it's not yet at least. It's not big enough to support an NHL, a second pro sport in the just general area. They already have the Jazz, and the Jazz are very well attended. Salt Lake City just loves the Jazz. They love just like I don't think they necessarily need an NHL franchise there. They got a lot of things, like they love supporting their college teams down there with BYU and University of Utah. They support those colleges really well, and they love supporting the Jazz. But a thing it would be if they moved into the Jazz arena, it would be the smallest seating capacity of the NHL by far, only 14,000 seats. Just isn't big enough for them. They would have to build another stadium at some point, which is definitely not what the NHL wants. But if they were going to make like another Olympics there, let's say, and they go long term with this, and the city prepares for an NHL franchise to come, and they want it coming. Let's say this is in like 30 years or something. The metro population in 2010 was 1.75 million. That was in 2010. It's bound to be at least 2 million by this point. And in 30 years, that population is going to be really good. It would be much more likely for it to happen in a later date, a much later date. But at a later date, they can re-host the Olympics, and they could make it like a stadium that would fit the caliber of an NHL franchise for the Olympics and for the new team, which I think that could work really well if that was going to happen. That'd probably be the only way, unless the NHL builds a new stadium, which they won't. Like, I don't think they want to build a new stadium there. There isn't much room downtown. They would have to build it somewhere else. And they're dedicated to basketball. If you go down there, there's like almost everybody has a basketball court in some way. They love the Jazz. Like they are religious to Mormons. They're religious Mormons, but they're also religious to the Jazz. And especially their college football, stuff like that. They love it down there. Of course, you'd say, oh, how do you know? Because I visited that place like at least 10 times. Lots of family are down there. Or up there, I guess. But they have an ECHL team around there. I don't know quite exactly where it is. I think they still play where the Jazz play. I might be wrong on that, but it's an ECHL team. If they increase it to like an AHL team, try and increase the demand for the game artificially through that way. Make it so that there's a bigger league in there that fans can get excited about. Of course, I've read a lot that like people are saying an NHL franchise will only increase it slightly, but if they build it through, like they increase the leagues through it, they put an AHL team in Salt Lake instead of an ECHL team, that would be pretty nice for them, expanding the interest in there. And of course, if they do another Olympics, it'll definitely boost the popularity of hockey. Of course, winter sports, they're not going to do summer sports in Salt Lake. They're going to do winter sports, and they have lots of stuff up there that maybe the NHL could use one of those stadiums. But it would have to be a drive because what I think it's called, I think it's just called Olympic Park, but I think it's quite a drive from the regular Salt Lake city, but it's like up the mountains, so I mean it wouldn't be too close for the actual city to go up there, but it would be something. I don't know if they would like just put the Olympic Stadium in Salt Lake City and have the rest up there, or something like that. It would be pretty weird. But of course there is much better options for them to do. Seattle, Quebec, Hartford. There are much better places to go to. It's like you could put a lot of places up there, like another team, Minneapolis, and like a Minneapolis, another Toronto city, or another Toronto team. There's lots of better options there. It would take a lot of work to grow the NHL fan base around there. I don't think it would quite work out for them. But if they do it long term, if they do it in like 40 or so years, I think, and they build it up the right way, it could work very well for them. Of course, if they put a team and they do well, the people down up there will just grab onto them. They'll love it. But you have to build the hockey brand up there. It's already heavily influenced by basketball. Like, basketball is just huge up there. And the Jazz are doing great up there, and that's good to see. But I don't think an NHL franchise would really work, especially at this point. Like, it won't happen for at least 20 years, I see. It just wouldn't work out that much. There's much better places. Of course, Seattle is going to be. Seattle is inevitable. Like, it's going to happen. But yeah, of course, if they do put in another Olympics, just it'll grow the interest around it. Like, if they put hockey at the forefront and they broadcast it a lot, and if they let the stars go, the stars in the league go, and that'll definitely create injury around it. It won't be like McDavid or whatever. It'll be quite a ways away. Probably when I'm old, but we'll have to wait and see. It would be very interesting to see, though, especially if they put it right now, what would happen. But of course, you could make the argument, oh, just go to a Golden Knights game, which I've heard is like 6 hours away for a lot of people. That isn't a viable option. That's like me for the MLB. I have the Rangers, and I love the Rangers, but the Astros are down there. I'm like, let's say they removed the Rangers. That's a long drive just to see an Astros game. It's not convenient enough. Sure, you can say, oh, if you're dedicated to the team, not enough people will be dedicated to the team to go 6 hours or so, drive down to Vegas and do it. But I feel like Vegas has a great shot there. There's lots of people around there. I think they'll do well, especially just pioneering the sports industry around there. That'll work out well for them. I really think that Vegas will do well. But Salt Lake City, I don't think that they've got quite the pioneering advantage on them. The Jazz are there. There's lots of college teams. I think there's the Salt Lake City Bees, I forgot to mention. The Los Angeles Angels AAA affiliate are already there. I think they're doing pretty well as well. But they're like right next to the city. I drove by there when I was visiting a couple months ago, and it was like right before a game, and there was lots of people coming. So that was fun to watch. I mean, the stadium looked really nice as well. It was pretty cool. I didn't see the game, of course, but I just like drove around there. But there's lots of better options. I think that the NHL should pursue that. It's just not a hockey market. Like, they would take a MLB franchise way before a hockey franchise, and I think the MLB would be pretty smart to expand there, but it's just not a hockey place. Surprisingly, you think that all these winter sports and all these Olympics and all these skiing and all this would correlate to interest in hockey, but it just hasn't happened that way. It hasn't grown all that well. It hasn't transitioned well, and they've put a lot of effort into expanding there for ECHL and minor league hockey and junior, but it just hasn't totally worked out like they had. So I don't think an NHL franchise right now would work out at all. It would only bring up interest a little bit, just because, yeah, it's the NHL, but if there's no hockey interest to begin with, what's the point? There's no, like, oh, it's an NHL franchise now. That'll bring some people over, but it won't create this regional interest in it. Like putting a baseball team in there, a football team, something like that. Football won't go to Salt Lake City, I know that for sure. But baseball could thrive in Salt Lake City. I think that would do well. But I think people underestimate. It's not just Salt Lake City around there. It's like there's lots of surrounding cities around there that do well, like Provo, Logan. What's the other one? well, Provo is like let's say Salt Lake City is here. Provo is like all around here. It's like in the southern, eastern part, and it's basically surrounds it. But it has a lot of surrounding areas that are really well populated. And they should put it right in the middle, in my opinion. But it would attract more people than. Well, there's a lot more people, but I don't think it would attract more people. There's a lot of people than people think there is, but I don't know if the NHL will really expand or touch that market like an MLB franchise would or a football franchise would. So it would be tough for them to move, but it's not impossible. They could wait a lot. They could wait a few years, get it done, and build maybe a stadium for the Olympics. So that's going to be it for today, guys. The answer is no, but you guys are going to have to, not you guys, but the NHL will have to wait to see. They'll have to wait at least 10 years, 20 years until there's like a stadium suitable, when there's enough people to support an NHL franchise, maybe improve the ECHL team, advertise it more, maybe make it an NHL team. It's going to take quite a lot of effort to make that a hockey market, but it's not impossible. So that's going to be it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you like. If you guys really enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.